The river had always frightened Michael Anderson. Its waters were dark, wide, and restless, like it held secrets in its depths. Evelyn Parker's cryptic letters had pointed him here. If anything happens to me, follow the river. So here he was, miles away from the city, standing at the edge of a remote riverside village called Raven Creek. His shoes sank into the damp red soil as he took in the settlement before him. The houses were built of mud and straw, clustered together like fearful children. Smoke curled from a few cooking fires, and the air smelled faintly of burning herbs. But it was the stairs that unnerved him. Every villager he passed froze mid-step. Old women balancing firewood, children splashing in puddles, even a man sharpening his machete. They all stopped, watching him with eyes full of something between fear and pity. He felt like an intruder in a place where outsiders weren't welcome. The whispers of Raven Creek. As he walked deeper into the settlement, whispers followed him like shadows. That's him, the groom, looking for the spirit's bride? He turned sharply, but the whispers died the moment he faced them. Only eyes remained, wide and silent. Finally, an old fisherman named Thomas Gray limped toward him. His eyes were clouded, almost blind, but his voice carried the weight of warning. You shouldn't be here, son of the city, the man rasped. The river takes what belongs to it. If you chase it, it will chase you back. Michael clenched his fists. I'm looking for my wife. They took her. I know she's here. The fisherman's lips trembled, and he pointed a bony finger at the river's edge. She was promised before you ever knew her name. You can't fight the water. The water remembers. And then, as if his words burned him, Thomas shuffled away, refusing to speak further. Following the clues, Michael ventured beyond the last hut and into a thick grove of trees. The deeper he walked, the colder the air grew, though the sun still blazed above. Birds fell silent. The path narrowed until it opened to a small shrine by the riverbank. It was crude yet powerful, stones stacked in a circle, marked with chalk symbols that seemed to twist if stared at too long. Carved wooden masks leaned against a tree, their mouths frozen in eternal screams. Dried animal skins hung on sticks, fluttering faintly despite the still air. And there in the center lay a cloth he recognized instantly. Evelyn's bridal sash. His chest tightened. He dropped to his knees, lifting the fabric with shaking hands. It was stained, damp from river water, yet still carried her faint scent of rose oil. He wasn't imagining this. She had been here. With the sash clutched in his fist, Michael stormed back into the village. The stairs followed him again, heavier now, as though the villagers could sense what he carried. He found Martha Parker, Evelyn's mother, sitting outside a small hut, her head wrapped in a faded scarf, her eyes swollen from days of weeping. When she saw him, she gasped, standing quickly. You should not have come here. Where is she? Michael demanded. His voice cracked, raw with desperation. Tell me the truth. I know this has something to do with you, something you never told me. What did you hide from me? From her? Martha shook her head violently, tears spilling down her cheeks. I tried. I tried to protect her, but it was decided before she was even born. My womb was bargained. She was never mine to keep. Michael's stomach dropped. Bargained? By who? She sank to her knees, clutching her wrapper tightly as if it could shield her from the shame. When I was barren, they told me I would never conceive. Out of desperation, I went to them, to the river's people, to the cult. They promised me a child if I promised her back, a spiritual bride dedicated before her first cry. And I agreed. I agreed because I was desperate. Her voice broke and she covered her face. And when she grew, I thought maybe we could outrun it. But they always collect their debt. Michael staggered back as though struck. Evelyn promised before she had even taken her first breath, a life sold to shadows she never chose. You gave her away? His voice thundered, shaking. Your own daughter? You offered her to them like a sacrifice? I was young, foolish, afraid, Martha sobbed. And now she pays the price for my sin. That old woman at your wedding, she was the one who came to claim her. It was always meant to be that way. Michael's rage warred with despair. His fists trembled, his mind screaming. No, he wouldn't accept this. Not when he had felt her warmth, her laughter, her dreams. She was flesh and blood, not some offering to spirits in the water. He leaned down, his voice low and dangerous. Then tell me where they keep her. Tell me how to bring her back. Martha raised her eyes, glistening with fear. If you go after her, you will not return the same. They do not release what belongs to them willingly. She is their bride, not yours. Michael's jaw tightened, and he gripped her stained sash like a weapon. She is mine, and I will tear her from their hands, even if it kills me. Martha closed her eyes, whispering a prayer under her breath. The shadows of Raven Creek seemed to lean closer, listening. The night was heavy with silence, broken only by the rush of the Raven Creek River. Its roar felt louder now, impatient, warning Michael Anderson to turn back. But he pressed forward into the thicket, guided by Martha Parker's whispered directions and his own hammering heartbeat. The path twisted like a serpent through trees, gnarled like clenched fists. The deeper he went, the colder it became until his breath came out in pale mist. An unseen dread pressed against his chest. Every rustle sounded like a whisper calling his name. And then he saw it, a faint, flickering glow ahead. He crept closer, branches clawing at his sleeves until the trees opened to reveal the shrine. Unlike the crude altar by the riverbank, this shrine was older, grander. Its moss-slick stones arranged in an oval circle, its weathered pillars etched with spirals that glowed faintly as though alive. At its heart stood a tall figure cloaked in crimson, face hidden behind a carved mask with hollow, unblinking eyes. Around him, kneeling acolytes swayed in silence, their movements rhythmic, as if they listened to music no mortal could hear. The air pulsed with their chant, though no words escaped their lips. But Michael's eyes locked on only one thing: Evelyn Parker. She lay on a wooden platform draped with palm fronds and white cloth. Her wedding gown had been stripped of its veil and adorned with beads, seashells, and chalk symbols drawn across her skin. Her wrists bore streaks of white powder. Her forehead was marked with an ancient sigil. Her chest rose faintly, alive but too still. Michael's heart twisted. She was here. She was real. The red-cloaked figure stepped forward. His voice rolled deep and commanding, every syllable resonating with the authority of something not entirely human. You should not have come, son of the city, he intoned. The bride is ours, promised before her first breath. You trespass on sacred ground. Michael's fists tightened around Evelyn's sash, gripped like a weapon. She is my wife. She stood beside me before God and man. She belongs to me. The masked figure tilted his head. I am Nathaniel Crow. I speak for the river. Do you think vows of men outweigh covenants of spirits? She is marked. Her blood sings to the waters. She cannot escape what she was born to be. The acolytes hissed in eerie unison, their swaying intensifying. The air thickened, charged like a storm about to break. Michael stepped closer, voice trembling but fierce. I don't care what bargains you made. Evelyn laughed with me. She dreamed with me. She loved me. She is more than a debt, more than a bargain made in fear. She is mine. Nathaniel's mask gleamed in the firelight. Love is fragile, promises endure. Yours a vow made yesterday. Ours is a covenant written in blood before she drew her first breath. Michael's voice broke into a roar. Then I will fight the river itself if I must, but I will not leave her here. For the first time, the acolytes faltered. Their rhythm broke. The fire hissed as though disturbed by his defiance. With a flick of his hand, Nathaniel sent the acolytes forward. They surged like shadows unchained, swarming toward Michael. He fought with fury, wielding Evelyn's sash like a whip, shoving one aside, striking another across the face. They clawed at his arms, dragged at his clothes, but adrenaline kept him upright. Their chants rose higher, worming into his mind, threatening to split his skull. But through the chaos, his eyes never left Evelyn. She lay there, motionless, waiting. Summoning every drop of strength, Michael broke free and staggered to her side. He dropped to his knees, clutching her shoulders. Evelyn, wake up, please. His tears fell onto her skin, but she did not stir. Nathaniel advanced slowly, firelight gleaming on his mask. You cannot take what belongs to the river. If you try, the river will take you both. Michael gathered her limp body into his arms, voice hoarse but unyielding. She is mine, and I'll die before I let you have her. The acolytes lunged again, but this time he tore through them, fueled by desperation. Branches lashed his face as he stumbled blindly through the forest, their footsteps pounding behind him. The shadows clawed at his heels, but he did not stop running, not until the chanting faded into the distance. At last, breathless, bloodied, and trembling, he collapsed on the grass by the riverbank. Evelyn lay in his arms, pale and still as porcelain. Michael brushed a strand of damp hair from her face, his hands shaking. She's alive, he whispered, clinging to hope. She has to be. But her eyes remained closed. For the first time, doubt coiled in his chest. What if Nathaniel was right? What if she no longer belonged to him, but to something darker, older, eternal? Michael wrapped his arms around her, the river roaring behind them, and whispered with fire in his voice, I'll wait. I'll fight. They will never take you again. The night gave no answer, only the river's steady rush carrying secrets into the dark. Please subscribe, comment your interest for the next part, like, share, and tap the notification button to get notified for more. Thanks for watching.